Live in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to another episode of Slash Chat Podcast. There we go. Oh, as you can see, we have a nice, pretty layout. We have a very nice, pretty layout now.
I'm all tall and stuff. I'm on the top.
Yeah. I gave those with the most text, the one at the bottom.
It's alright.
That way,
Alec does the bottom
premium advertisement space.
I have a bed to my own. Yay!
What?
Do you not see the layout? Are you not looking at the layout?
I'm not looking at the layout. Should I be?
Go look at the layout.
Yes, you got.
I'm currently not because I'm trying to avoid blinding whiteface. But hell, why not?
Why not?
Prepare for the whiteface.
Wait, that was my channel. I don't want to go to my channel.
Whiteface is real. I need to get a big
ad
on my screen. What is these?
Oh, great! An ad for a movie called Fury.
See,
meantime, are we gonna continue, bro?
That's actually on my list of things to discuss because it's a movie about a tank. And
about a tank?
It's a movie about a tank. But
Now, is this some sort of animated tank, or is it like
a tank?
Well, it's a tank.
Or
it's like a
something interesting
tank
tech.
movie. It's like a
Fury. I thought it would be like, oh, that's nice. It's very nice.
Loving the use of the animated GIF too. Just like yes, fucking perfect.
Perfect.
Right?
It's
Absolutely
perfect.
I mean, it's a Brad Pitt movie.
That's good.
Fury.
That's good. I like that. Just anytime someone can't make it, just fill it in with a GIF.
That's what I'm going to do.
Do it, yes.
I'm going to have to find each
I need to send you
person.
all the GIFs that I would want to make, and then have you not use them because it's your stream. And
Yeah.
Now I have to.
I have so many GIFs.
It would have to be something cutesy and something kind of humiliating because you're not here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just something that
I'm
Grim will make fun of me for.
I'm sensing Grim would be like something with tentacles. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Doesn't have to be weird. Just has to be like a
But also now, guys, if you want to promote yourself, all you have to do is do this. So everyone right now, just do that. And promote yourself.
Things. I have nothing.
Look at the thing.
Yeah, you do. You have a thing.
Maybe anytime I'm gone, I can have that that GIF that Red Minus made of Pikachu making out with a Minecraft creeper.
Oh.
I
No.
am disturbed.
He was fucked up.
Hey, I didn't make it. Red Minus did. And then in the video, it just takes a dark turn, and then Pikachu's like this demon, and the creeper turns into this creeper, but it has like a skull on it. I'll just link you to the video. It's pretty freaking cool.
Oh my god.
I'm an idiot.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
Well. Speaking of that, why don't you tell us what you've been up to this week?
Okay. It's been a pretty hectic week because earlier this week I had to leave town for a while to help my dad move some stuff from his old apartment because he's gonna be coming back here. And there was a lot of heavy lifting, and it was going through boring Virginia in the dark, and it was like and we didn't leave on time, and I was upset about it. We didn't leave Virginia coming back until like 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'm like, there was no preparation. Nothing was packed when we got there. But aside from that,
It's because he wanted you to do all of it.
I don't think it's not that he wanted to. It's just that my dad is laid back in areas that I think he shouldn't be. But in between that, I've been jumping around between a lot of different games. One game I played over the last weekend was the game Outland, which released on PC yesterday. I was reviewing it for the website, and I have the review up on the website, and this is specifically for the PC version because Outland came out on Xbox Live and PSN in 2011, and they're just now releasing it on PC.
Huh.
And for that, I mean, I played Outland a long time ago, and when I played it again, I'm like, this game has problems. It does. I mean, it tries to be a Metroidvania game, but there really is. First of all, the power-ups are terrible. They're just completely unoriginal and not very fun to use. And there's not really any reason to explore since you always have a waypoint, and you always have a waypoint. You always have something telling you where to go. So I'm really compelled to go explore. But the game looks beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game. Like a lot of indie games. Between that, I also played Gone Home, which I'm making a video for right now. Gone Home is one of those games that when you bring it up, everyone hates you, regardless of your opinion on it.
Really?
Because they're like, oh, some people say, oh, it's a walking simulator. It's not a real game. Which Jim Sterling actually made a video regarding that, and I'm thinking, and I agree with him on this. Of course, it's a game. It is a game. It may not be a good game at all, but it's a game. And because he made a video saying like Dear Esther was one that a lot of people go after for it just doing nothing, or Mountain, or any of these other games that give the player very
horror-esque.
I think it's just.
It's not particularly super scary, but it has some horror elements to it, I believe.
It's just around. I mean, I don't like games that make you feel meaningless and make you. And I know some guy said this, and I know he was a troll, but it still made me mad hearing this. That think of what we could accomplish in games if we didn't give control to the player. And I'm thinking, so you mean don't make a game?
Wait.
Make a movie?
What?
Yes.
This guy.
Mildly interactive.
I'm assuming he was a troll because no sane person would say this. Think of what we could accomplish with games if we did not give the player control. And I had to think about it, and I'm like, why would you even say that in jest? Because you're not saying what a game is. They're trying to, exaggerate. Like, people hate Gone Home or Dear Esther because there's, the player doesn't really have control over what goes on in the game. And I'm thinking, they kind of do. You can't have a game that doesn't give the player any sort of control. And this person made me mad. I know that, come on, guys. Don't even say that in joke. So the video I'm making, I'm going to be attacked by people who think it's not a game and by people who think it's the greatest artistic statement for the medium ever. And so we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking about getting this done this week, but I want to make it good, so it might take longer. In the meantime, I've been live streaming. I went back to Persona 4 yesterday since it was the end of the month. And, as someone who's never played Persona 4 but has played Persona 3, I finally got to a battle. I finally actually had a real battle instead of just going through text boxes. I'm like, come on, I want to be able to do something. Get me into the game, please.
I take it's far and few between.
What?
I take it battles are far and few between.
Well, at this point, but if it's anything like Persona 3, you're going to be able to get complete control over what you do each day, because you get to, in Persona 3, when you're not in the battle area at night, you can develop your social links by going around town, talking to people, developing relationships with people, which end up in improving your battle, improving your skills, which is really cool, and I loved Persona 3 for it. Persona 4 is a lot like Persona 3, and it's just taken a while to get going. It's just taken a while to get you in. But once I was into Persona 3, I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. I love it. Do more of this. So I'll get there eventually. I'm going to do that at the end of the month. And the other weeks I played Binding of Isaac. Finally got into that game. And it's a good game. It's disturbing beyond all hell, but it's disturbing. Actually... It is, especially if they're going to be re-releasing it called The Binding of Isaac Rebirth later this year, new stuff, new areas, a different kind of art design, and it looks great. Especially if you have the original, you'll get a discount on the new version. But I
Cool.
saw the trailer for, the trailer video.
Yeah, they
for-
made it like kind of live action, but with like things.
It is
Puppets or
like
something.
I'm watching this and I'm like, is this an Aphex Twin video?
Yeah, really.
This is batshit insane. It was scary. And then I go onto the Twitter of the guy who directed it, and he's a fan of Aphex Twin. I'm like, called it, totally called it. So it's been pretty busy. I haven't had much time to watch any anime. I wanted to go into Black Lagoon again, but I'll do that eventually. So it's mostly been games and making videos and stuff. So who's next? I forgot.
Usually me. And I
Yeah, I was gonna
usually
say
forget.
it's usually Karthnal.
I always forget. I don't know why. Can't seem to remember. Well, my week so far has been a whole crap ton of job interviews. I went from having none for months to like 5 in 2 days. Which one of them I got? Yay! Woo! Games have been going crazy over Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Not so much the story part of it, because I haven't really been doing that yet. More of the Pirate
Side
Empire simulator. Yeah,
The
not even the
story
side quest.
is optional.
Literally capturing the ships and then playing around with the Pirate Empire mini game inside of there, which lets you command your fleet and go and trade with other
That's
stuff and
cool.
do battles. Yes, I'm very, very upset that they pulled support for the companion app that lets you just control that by itself and nothing else. But whatever. As always, Minecraft, lots of Minecraft. I decided to build something way too goddamn big, and it's gonna take too much fucking time. Luckily, it's on a server, so there you go. As always in Minecraft, I always build way too big. So, I don't know. It's like a compensating for something. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, so my week's been pretty tame since, the whole job searching thing's been going on. So yeah, wish me luck. Woo! Thumbs up from everybody. I'll win.
Yep.
I have support. I'll win.
Yep.
Number fucking 1.
Thumbs
Next.
count as support.
Yes.
They support you opening doors.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh.
That hurts me so bad.
Oh.
You were forbidden.
It's
from
almost
puns.
as bad as my joke earlier.
What?
Forbidden from puns.
Cat has been forbidden from puns. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Next person.
So I was watching too
Dum
much
dum.
Ruby. So. Oh right.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, that. So I'm getting a lot of puns from that too, because one of the people at Rooster Teeth, Barbara Dunkelman, who does the voice of one of the characters in Ruby's, is infamous for making puns, and that has now leaked into Ruby as well. Her character is turning into a terrible pun machine, and it's hilarious and awful. So now every time I hear it, it's like, oh, it's good. But so lots of work, lots of people on vacations at work, so my schedule is all kinds of bouncy around and whatnot. What else have I been into? TV-wise, I did catch the first episodes of both Gotham and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which came out. This is good.
No, hold on for a second, Josh. Can you guys still see me on this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
I
just
can.
because I just set my Skype status to do not disturb because I was seeing chat messages
Well,
from
fine,
my,
we just won't disturb you then.
Yeah.
No, I just want to
yeah.
make sure that you
Yeah.
guys
Just
can
just leave.
see me.
It's fine.
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like, you're in the call. Okay, do not disturb. We're walking out. Sorry about that.
But, what else have I been into? Oh, as far as competitive gaming goes, I've gotten back into Chivalry. I
Chivalry.
miss Chivalry so much.
Okay.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic, and I do medieval combat crap whenever I have the opportunity, and it's like I'm doing that all over again. It's so good, and usually when I play games like by myself, I don't like cackle out loud and scream at the screen. In this game, I do, and I love it. So there's that. It's just so fun. Insane amounts of fun, and it's pretty cheap now, and I haven't delved into the Deadliest Warrior expansion that they have for it now, which
My
has
I just looked at my
potential.
camera. Cannot decide whether to be dark or light right now. It's just gone. It's
Disco touch.
possessed. There it goes again.
Eh,
So go.
no, it's cool. I am 1 hour, a little under that, into Shadow of Mordor because I just wanted to see it, and it's very, very Assassin's Creedy already. It's like a gameplay wise so far. It is immediately a combination between Assassin's Creed, the Batman Arkham games, and something else that is new with this whole rank system where you can,
Is it Lord of the Rings?
yeah, technically.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually deal very
Sure
much
enough.
with characters from the series, though, because it takes place between the events of Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, like when Sauron's just gearing up. So none of the characters that you know are in there. It follows a ranger and sort of a wraith, which
Okay.
if you
Sort of a wraith.
sort of a
What
wraith,
is that
if you
word?
read like the Silmarillion and stuff like that,
Yes.
he's a big name, and you don't really find out until later. So I'm not gonna
Oh.
really hit the spoilers on it. But yeah, he's a
So
real
yeah,
big
now I
name.
gotta go scroll through that book to remember that fucking name.
Yeah, you'll be reminded of it if you don't feel like scrolling through the Lord of the Rings Bible, because that's what the Silmarillion is. It's written like the freaking Bible.
Oh god, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't like I like the movies a lot. I like the games a
Mm.
lot. I can't read Lord of the Rings. I can't read the way he writes.
Oh.
I read
So
books.
would you recommend this game to someone who has no interest in Lord of the Rings whatsoever?
It's far enough removed that, yeah, essentially,
Okay.
out the gate, it's revenge story from the start. It's still tied into the
Okay.
Lord of the Rings mythos, but it's not so far tied into you have to know all the characters. Or
Okay,
you have
yeah,
to know
'cause
all the
that's-
things.
That happens a lot with licensed games. They kind of,
does.
tie you to the source material, and you have to do, it alienates the people who haven't educated themselves. So
But it's not really so much in this case. It's very
Okay,
much
that's
its
good.
own little story. You're running around Mordor chopping up orcs for your own reason. You're gonna,
Which is absolutely fun by itself anyway.
yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds fun.
yeah, and there's all
Especially with like the
stealth
Arkham
stuff.
combats idea. I've always liked that.
And it has like already I've run into the like bushes on the ground from AC4 style thing where you just like sneak in. It's like, okay, I'm gonna fuck with some people, lure a guy over, stab him in the
I-
face. It's
Just started watching a video and it starts with him perched on top of something and then he does the dive assassinate on somebody. I'm like, okay, well now I get what he's talking about.
it's the gameplay is very very similar between Arkham and
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. Like
Yeah, it's not a
almost
bad thing.
almost to a point where I feel bad that it is clearly these two games pushed together with this license. Like,
Okay.
but then again, I really enjoyed Darksiders like a lot, and
Oh, I
all
love
that
Darksiders.
is mashing like God of War, Devil May Cry in with Legend of Zelda
Yeah.
with a more dark world around it, and it was great. So far, I cannot give you any reason why not. This seems really fun, even if you're not a Lord of the Rings fan, and I'm not really that big a one. You'll probably still enjoy this game.
Yeah,
What
you have
else?
early impressions, but it sounds cool. So I've been hearing a lot about that, and I'm like, this is a licensed game that people just won't shut up about?
Yeah, I
It
mean,
must be good.
A lot of the Lord of the Rings games have done subpar, have not really done that well.
Oh yeah.
This one does not seem like it's taking that route because it's going off and doing its own thing, which is important because, as you said, it kind of isolates people who haven't read any of this stuff or seen the movies or whatever. And all the other games, more or less, did that or just retold the same story. I mean, there was
They were
even
timeless.
there was even like a Final Fantasy-esque RPG that was that. And
Oh
it
god,
tried
what was
to
that
have,
called?
It was terrible, whatever it was. I don't even remember.
It's like something age, like the Lost
Third
Age.
Age.
or something.
The
Talking
Third
about
Age,
a
that's
character
what it
who
was.
is looking for a character that dies in the movie. So
No, like there's like cameos from the main cast the whole time. It's like the whole point is you make your own little party and you run around and you do stuff in Lord of the Rings. Yeah! Oh look, there's Aragorn and everybody, and Why do we care about these nubs? Those are the cool guys. And this does not.
Unfortunately.
This
Isn't
is
like Gandalf like a summon in the game or something like
I
that?
don't even know. It was just. It was
I'll go
cheap
find that
mode.
game and make a video of it or something.
Yes.
I know
Because
exactly
magic.
what we're talking about.
But this one looks like it's standing on its own feet without too
That's
much. I mean, there's references, and if you've seen the movies, that's good enough. If you've seen trailers of the movies, that's good enough. It doesn't it doesn't force you to have pre-existing knowledge. As I was telling everybody before the podcast started, I finally watched Log Horizon. Big fan now. Right now,
Yay.
So good. So good.
it's really good. It's silly good because it looks like somebody actually knew what an MMO was, man.
I think that the one thing I noticed is that they know how, because the world of an MMO is organic and living, and that's what they know. It's
Uh-huh.
not just the fact it's a world in a game. It actually feels like they took the setting of an MMO and actually built on
What?
that.
What would it be like if all of a sudden we had to live in WoW? That's exactly
Yeah.
what this is. Because,
Can we pick a better place?
well, I mean, it's kind of the archetypal. Okay, everybody's played this game. There's billions and billions of players, and it follows traditional MMO mechanics and all that shit. And a lot of these newer games don't really so much, but it's the same idea. Now, since I've beaten that, or at least until Season 2 comes out shortly, because it does, right?
Yes, it
Right.
does.
I don't even know how to pronounce this, but what I'm
Oh,
watching now
yes.
is called Mahoko Kuruko no Retsui. So, it's like magical high school sort of thing.
Interesting.
Mhm.
I'm gonna spit this in the chat so people actually know what I'm
Log
talking
Horizon
about.
just has some great characters too. I mean,
That's
aside
really
from-
the thing. Log Horizon has better characters all over the board than SAO does. I mean,
of course, yeah.
you're like stuck comparing the two because they're really the same sort of thing. One is a psychological study. The other that doesn't really care much about games, and the other cares a lot about games and has better characters.
Characters
So-
are usually what sell me on a series. I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's really
Oh, gotcha.
They can be
Oh,
doing
my
some
God.
they can be doing some amazing things, but if I don't care about anyone who's involved with it, then I don't care about the story.
This last episode of Sword Art Online, oh my god.
was good or bad.
Yeah, you were
Okay.
saying like it redeemed it, and I'm like,
Okay.
I have trouble believing that.
Okay,
That's
so
Interesting.
Are we
This-
moving to Cat's Day now, or like, are you done?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm done enough. The rest of my crap has to do with stuff I'll cover in my news segment. So yes, let's move to Cap.
Okay.
okay, so on Twitter, the top, it's like one of those little cats. It's
I know. That's my comment. Even have the ears. Oh,
All right.
go on.
okay, so this latest episode of Sword Art Online. Now this is season 2. Keep in mind for anyone who's not familiar with Sword Art Online. It finally redeemed itself in a good manner. One, we finally hit the very end battle of Death Gun. So the evil bad guy that has been like, we're building up to this, we're building up to this, we're building up to this, and it's just like, why aren't we there yet? Like, come on, it didn't take that much. Like, why? So finally we got that climax, for lack of a better term. I thought it was appropriate.
Ah!
Thought it was appropriate.
It's appropriate.
And then
You like that?
because they have officially like won the BOB Battle of the Bullets, I think it is.
We go from climax to the boob. The climax is the boob.
Climax
To BOB.
to Bob. Well,
To
Bob
Bob.
is just as dirty if you.
Yeah,
think
it
about
is.
so.
It is. So it ends though on such an amazing two amazing notes. One, grenade hugs.
Grenade hugs. That sounds interesting.
Grenade hugs.
Neat.
So, to win BOB, players have to get their HP to 0. So, Shinon was like, hey, look, like, there was 2 winners the first time they ever did this by having a friendly fire grenade. So she, like, pops a grenade. She tosses it to Kirito. Kirito's like, what's going on? And then you just see, like, this amazing, like, girly, like, hug. It was so great. And then suddenly it explodes, and the 2 of them explode, and they win the BOB. Together. It was one of those things.
Of course.
We have brought back the weird rape scenes.
What?
So,
How is this good?
so what could have been even funnier is if he just hucked the grenade away and shot her. But that's
That
how
would've
I
been
would have
great.
That would have been amazing. I'd be like, fuck this.
How unimportant is Asuna at this point?
Pretty unimportant.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
To the point, okay, to the point that
harem, guys. It's
in their real
The harem
life.
is real.
Okay.
Okay. Where's
So-
this going?
I'm just gonna spoil this because I mean it's
I don't care. I'm not.
It's really not-
It's garbage.
it's not worth it. This episode, you just watch episode 13. If you want to watch Sword Art Online season
I
2, just
don't.
watch episode 13. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
All
It's
right.
the only episode worth anything right now. So they get out of the BOB and they figured out that Death Gun, the way he's been killing people inside the game is he has lackeys that have like medical backgrounds that inject you with like something that makes your heart stop. And so they break into your house while Death Gun is in the game. So then they time it like specifically with a different time so that it seems like it's him killing the person through the headset. But actually
Awfully
it's
specific.
it's multiple lackeys. So, Shinon is like, I have this best friend who's been with me since the very beginning. And he's like, she comes out of the game and she's like looking around everywhere because she and Kirito has figured out that there was multiple lackeys. So he's like, well, we defeated Death Gun, so that means if anyone's in your house right now, they would have already left because they don't want to get caught. Because they want to make sure it seems like they're definitely dying in the video game. So she's like paranoid as hell, and she like suddenly the doorbell rings, and it's her like friend from like ever ago, and so he like enters the house and is like, I'm here to comfort you. I'm here, like, everything okay? And it starts getting a little weird. Like,
It's already weird. That was weird to start with.
I love you. I love
That's
you
really fucking strange.
a lot. Like, weird. And so
Weird.
she like is like, no, back off. And he's like, no, and like grabs her up, and then he has one of the syringes.
He was a lackey.
He was a lackey. So then she's like pinned against the bed and the wall and has the syringe against her.
Does Kirito save the day?
Yes. Oh my god, I'm
Spoilers!
Yes.
Oh my gosh! We didn't see that
Yes.
shit coming ever.
Ever. But
could
like
we ever
she's
have
like
known?
this close to being raped by her friend who's like absolutely in love with her. She's like
Friends.
crawling across, kicks her in the
Yeah, it's
kicks
not
him
a
in the
friend.
face, like
Yeah.
drags across the floor, and then Kirito, like, out of nowhere, knee to head, like, opens the door and is like, BAM! And, like, it's like, Shinon, run! And that's, like, the last of the episode. I'm like, okay, so, one, we brought back the indecent rape scenes for Sword Art Online. 2, grenade
They're
hugs.
traditional. Okay.
Grenade hugs. Okay.
3,
Okay.
finally you defeated the goddamn boss. Finally.
Took him fucking long enough.
Okay.
And 4, fuck Asuna. Like, where the fuck? Like, oh my god. Oh my god.
every half of a season has had a different female protagonist that he's associating
it's so true.
himself with.
Yep.
You cannot make us care about the woman in every single bit of promotional art for this franchise if you keep just shoving her off screen and pretending she doesn't exist.
So you know what the bigger problem with this whole thing is?
Everything.
Yeah.
Why do people in this entire setting that is based on MMOs, why do they play fucking video games? Really? What has video games led to so far in this series? 2 things, death and rape.
Death and rape, yes.
Really?
Go watch Log Horizon. It's better in every way.
Serious. I mean, like,
Not full of so many plot
how
holes.
many thousands of people actually died when the game Sword Art Online happened? How many?
A
A
lot.
bunch. And then they just like, okay,
Go
by
back
the way,
in.
we
Let's
fixed the
It'll be different this
we
time.
fixed the problem, guys. Don't worry about it. And some motherfucker starts killing people again, except it's real murders that
Right.
the actual police has no idea how to do with it, despite the fact that people are apparently punting down other individuals' doors, going in and injecting them with, kill juice that kills
You think they
people.
would
like
have
that, kill
noticed?
The detectives, if they had any kind of detecting prowess whatsoever, would have detected.
Right.
Some sort of forensic would be
And
necessary.
also, we're just assuming that all of these people's neighbors are also have like VR headsets on because they haven't seen
Yeah.
Many
shit.
plot holes in this whole thing.
It's so true. It is so true.
Oh,
It's
I
ridiculous.
think that Asuna's place in the entire second half of the first season was for a tentacle scene
Dude, okay, so
and a molestation scene.
They had the perfect opportunity in this last episode to give Asuna, like, the glory she needed. They gave her a chance. I'm gonna cough really
blow
quick.
it?
They blew it. They just 100% blew it. One sec.
I like her as a character. Why did
So-
Fucked it up.
She goes to where Kirito, because they've been plugging him in at a hospital, so that if something does happen to him, like, he's at the hospital.
Right.
So she goes to where he's at. And remember the fairy child that they had, or
Yeah.
the child from the very
One
beginning?
of
Oh, God,
the
what's-
few
what's-
characters that I actually really like in that show.
It's her mommy and daddy who are like
So-
But that was
15
like
years old.
That was like integral to the first season that
It
made it,
was.
good. There was a family.
Yeah.
There's a family dichotomy that even though this thing
Yeah,
isn't
that
real,
was
this is like
great.
your kid.
So
So-
okay, so now we're getting into a level of weird hacking that she can actually be in phones.
Okay.
She becomes
that's kinda
a
cool.
seed AI.
That's not the worst thing I've
That's-
heard
So-
about this series.
She
Like, she's gonna
becomes
go
this, like-
Skype it someday.
Yeah, she becomes this really interesting AI. So she's enabled the fact that she can control TVs. So she
Okay.
puts on the BOB, like, inside the room.
I thought
so
you were
that
going to say the
Asuna-
BBC, like she's just changing the channel to Doctor Who or something.
That's
So
what we all
Asuna-
should have done instead of last episode. Points. I'm taking points for that. Anyway,
okay.
So,
Okay.
so instead of Asuna, like, just trying to figure out what's going on, she's watching it on TV while she's holding Kirito's hand. And he's, like, still diving, and he's, like, sweating, and he's getting to the point where he's almost hitting, like, red levels of, like, heart rate and dehydration, all sorts of stuff. So they have to bring up the hype of it. And so the the daughter is like, Mama, Daddy can hear us, don't worry. So she puts the phone underneath Kirito's hands, and then Asuna puts her hand on top of his hand. And they have this whole, like, really heartfelt moment between the daughter and mother, between Asuna, of like, you know, he can feel us. As soon as he gets back to game,
Okay.
as soon as you switch back to game, and he's just like, okay, I'm gonna defeat you. And he defeats him. Not once being like, I can feel her near me, or giving anything, any
They just
credit to,
ignored
like,
it
the fact that,
completely.
Clean
like,
it up. He's a dick.
That does seem like a great chance to show some sort of symbolism and actually give these characters, you know, a reason to care about
right,
them.
because he could have
Yeah.
been like, he could have
Just
flashed
Holy
back
crap, that's
to,
a missed opportunity.
so he could have flashbacked to them again, because, oh my god, flashbacks ridiculous. To them defeating the people in the first game. So he then could have been like, I have something worth living for. and thought about Asuna. No. He's just like, there's this like red light of Shinon's like sniper, and he's like, I have to do this for her. I have to do it for us. I have to give us the strength. So nowhere in there he was like, Asuna, I love you. I can feel you with me. No.
Well,
it was
why
like,
in the world would he do that? He's
It's not
given no
Asuna's
shits about
turn.
her up till now.
yeah.
She had
Exactly.
turn 1. It's not her turn anymore.
Yeah.
It's then again, when you really get into it, SAO has a lot of other weird things going on with it.
Oh god.
It's
yeah.
into a lot of weird Japanese kink stuff.
Yes.
The whole second season is entirely that. I know a couple of people who like saw what the second season was going to, or not the second season. I'm sorry, the second half
of the first.
the fairy game.
Yeah.
They saw what they were going for and like, nope, not doing this. Why? Like, because I didn't know what's going on with here. Like, this is a weird Japanese kink that's going on where, it's kind of like you take a girl who is unwilling initially, and then you like mess with their mind to make them willing. That's a major thing over there, which was the entire premise of the second season.
Yeah.
Second part of the
Yeah.
Season.
That's the whole thing. And then, apparently, the end of this one, here we go with unreleased sexual tension there. This is really a deep, dark psychological study that might actually have some things going on with that. Like Kirito might actually be kind of a dick.
Yeah, well, here's straight
One might
up something that I went, what? Because, okay, he was in the hospital bed. Okay. He had Asuna there at the hospital. Okay. So, when he wakes up, and then immediately is found at Shinon's, like, house, what happened between here and here? Because Asuna wasn't there. Kirito was, like, the one who... Like, how would she
Did she
be
just
like...
leave? Is that
I
what
don't know, like, it's like,
We don't
sorry,
know.
Asuna, I have to take care of this other girl that I met in another game. Like, I will be
you
right
have
back.
half of a season where I give any shits about this series. The first half of the first season was decent.
Yeah.
Because we have characters, we have a building of a family. We have these other girls who kind of like him, but that happens all the time. Razafan did that all the time. And but at the end of the day, if they had just died in the world as it was collapsing, that would have been depressing, but it would have felt complete.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had to.
Oh yeah.
I'm
ended
with
right there.
Pat
It
from
would've been
Two Best
good.
Friends Play when he says that the second season, I mean that the second half of the first season was essentially a war crime.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
Like the character of Suha is fine. She's fine. You can have her in the game because she doesn't play these games and she kind of wants to see what the deal is. But don't try to make her a love interest to Kirito. Don't do that.
It's a little weird.
Introduce some other characters and don't make a villain who keeps trying to molest this girl because that's uncomfortable
another
to watch.
weird Japanese
Yeah.
thing.
But
If
now
you
we
haven't
have...
It really
noticed.
is.
I'm waiting to see, because, like, we have Asuna in the first one that had her rape scene. Now we have Shinon that has her rape scene. Like, is it just gonna follow a constant pattern? Are we gonna get, like, a next season where it's like, there's a whole new girl that
Are there
Kirito
no
doesn't
think
wear?
decent
You're missing the pattern
masculine
of
men
that.
in this show? Because we know Kirito is not masculine whatsoever. He degenerates way more girly as the show goes.
Yeah.
Everyone's missing the pattern.
Maybe
of he
this-
only
maybe
gives a
this,
fuck
you know,
if they're a
would've-
damsel in distress. That's it.
Maybe
If
this
they're
would be
not all
better
like,
if
save me, Kirito.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Kirito should have just had sex with Asuna when she asked him to. Then
That
maybe
makes you
all this
wonder,
other
like,
stuff
did
wouldn't have
they do it already?
I just love
No,
that
couldn't
scene.
have, because
I
that's
love
why
that
you're
scene
still
where she
watching.
just assumes that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Sleep with
That
her.
was actually a good scene.
Yeah.
Like,
Yet he-
the whole
yet he
first half
turned
of the
her
first season is
down.
Great. Really great.
Yeah.
I just love that line. You don't just stand there staring, get undressed. Hearing a girl say that is just like, and not like in a
Unusual.
domineering way. Like that was funny.
like,
because
what the fuck
he's
are
just
you
an
doing
awkward,
sort of way.
He's just an awkward fuck. This little
Yes,
Kirito guy.
yes, but then again, that's also representative. There's a whole lot of anime stuff going on here because it actually leads into a bit of the resolution of Tokyo Ghoul. Did you see the end of Tokyo Ghoul?
I haven't seen
Yeah,
Tokyo
no.
Ghoul,
I
but
have not yet.
It's
talk about
like it goes back to Evangelion, and like a male
Just
lead
looking at
character
her
that
face.
starts out really weak, starts out super weak, and sometimes even finishes the show being a weak character, and then there's always a point where they snap, and but that seems to be a SAO thing too. Like he's the laid back, oh, I can just deal with whatever kind of guy, and
When
I
we're done
guess-
with when we're done talking bitching about SAO, I want to let you. I forgot to say that Space Dandy finished last Saturday.
yeah.
I want
Is
to
it
talk
good?
about that too.
I'm done.
But we'll
with
talk about
SAO.
this stuff first.
I'm done. Good?
Okay. Well, Log Horizon is the superior, clearly. Now I can talk about
Oh,
Space
yeah.
Dandy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Space Dandy had its series finale, and I mean, I want to spoil it because it kind of has a lot to do with it. So I'm going to put a spoiler warning right here because we're going to talk about the end of Space Dandy. Now, over the course of the entire series, there's been this professor and his assistant who are trying to find Space Dandy for some reason. Apparently he's important, and for some reason and at the end of the episode before it, they get him. They finally get him. There's just this army of guards outside of the courthouse that he was at, and they get him. So he's taken, and apparently, as you can probably expect, Dandy is some sort of chosen person who has the power to travel between dimensions or something. First of all, the scene where Dandy is captured, the assistant to the professor shoots the professor. Now, if you saw this scene, and when I saw this, I'm like, holy crap, this is Evangelion.
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah.
the red floor, the gunshot, oh my god, it's so shamelessly parodying the scene at the end of Evangelion. So as it turns out, Dandy is saved by his crew and the girl at the boob restaurant and the lady at the registration area. And ultimately, and in one of the best scenes I've ever seen in an anime, Dandy is rescued and he has to go to. Apparently, he was being fought over by these two factions. The one that the professor worked for, and as it turns out, the professor's assistant who attacked him was a spy for the other side. So they're trying to fight over this power that Dandy has to like control the universe or some shit. So Dandy has to rush up to where this battle is and stop them. And he has to be there really fast, and he's working so hard to get up there at the right chance. And he sees the ass cleavage of the girl from the boob restaurant, and it gives him the strength to get there.
Oh my
This
god.
close up of her underwear coming up out of her pants, and you see her ass crack, and he just goes, and he gets there, and he basically destroys everything. The entire universe is destroyed. So, and
Well,
he's
that's not
talking
good.
with he talks with the narrator. The narrator is apparently God. It's been God the whole time.
That's cool.
And it's revealed that
Interesting.
space, and this is a really, really cool thing they did. In a lot of the episodes, sometimes the things are very self-contained. Like in the end of one episode, everyone in the universe becomes a zombie, and there's this zombie utopia. No resolution. Like it's mentioned very briefly in another episode, but basically it's one of those situations where like, oh, bad ending, let's just reset it and start over. And as it turns out, each of these
Weird.
episodes takes place in a different dimension. And Dandy is basically the connection between all of these different stories. It's so meta. It's basically saying that each episode is its own universe. And I'm
It
like,
totally happened, but we just don't care anymore.
but the whole. So then Dandy is like, the God says, oh, you are the link between these dimensions. You've experienced it all. I am done being God. Do you want to be God? You are the only one who can be God. And guess what Dandy says?
Nope.
Well, being God means I can't go to the boob restaurant. So he kicks the chair and decides not to be. And this universe won't have a God. What are you doing? So basically the entire anime resets to the first episode, and that's it.
Oh,
Genius. Pure genius.
It is genius. It's absolute genius. And throughout this whole thing, I'm like, this is essentially if Futurama was an anime. And
Yep.
this resolution only confirms it. it takes all these different science fiction and scientific theories and makes them funny and with these great characters. And the series ends just in the same batshit crazy way as it started. And I'm like, that's how you end a series like this. And the fact that the ass cleavage gives him the strength to... It's so funny.
To destroy the universe.
Like, I can
Reminds me
do
of
it
the,
because I saw that
Kinda read them.
ass.
The ending of Super Jail, if anybody saw that.
Oh, yeah, Super Jail.
Did you see the ending of Super Jail?
I don't think I've seen the ending, but I know I've seen
I have
one
not.
episode. That kind of...
Essentially, I'll spoil it for you. It zooms out after some some big epic shit happens with the characters, which doesn't matter, mind you. And it zooms
Right.
out, and it goes out of the Super Jail, and it goes out of the universe, and it goes out of everything, and it keeps zooming back until there's all this weird brown stuff on the sides of the universe, and it keeps going out, and you realize you've been looking into a deep fryer. End of show.
Wow.
Well, Super Jail's batshit crazy too, so
Yeah,
that
it's
really
pretty
doesn't
wild.
surprise me.
But that's pretty much how I expect most anime that have these weird cosmic things to end these days, because Super Jail
Yeah.
has ruined me.
At the end of the day, the second part of Space Day in the second half did have some pretty lousy episodes. Like there was one where he becomes where he fishes this space fish, and I'm like, okay, anyone could have seen that coming.
Space fish.
So, and the second half does have some really lame episodes, but overall, I can recommend this because the guy who made this is the guy who made Cowboy Bebop, and this is sort of just a humorous spin on the random stuff in space, kind of like Galaxy Quest. Like they don't care about saving the world; they just want to get paid and then go to the boob restaurant. So overall, I can just say it's really good. It's very funny.
It's a little bit like Guardians of the Galaxy, and when they were all
Yes.
just RPG
Yeah,
characters.
I love those kinds of things where it's like we don't care about saving the world; we just want to live in space. It's very nonsensical, and I think the Space Dandy really does that well. So I'm going to stop gushing about it because it's just the
I was
ending.
gonna say
On a side note, I just got dadass.jpg
now I have to click it.
linked.
Figured. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't
Server
you?
not found. I tried.
Makes sense.
I got tooled. I thought it was a legit link. I
No.
got tooled.
Yeah.
Dadass got linked in my chat though.
But that's right.
Of course.
Well, I mean,
why
think of it,
wouldn't it?
it's better than
Yeah.
say the theme of SAO, where it's all about rape.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a
Or-
commentary
Yeah, that was
about
fucked
people who
up.
play online games are a bunch of horny idiots. Which
and
is wrong,
murderers,
but-
apparently.
And murderers, yes.
It's just a...
You can't forget the murder juice. That stuff's important.
Watch Log Horizon instead. Do that.
Yeah.
Please, please, please do that. Because I want that series to continue.
And there's little things, because they totally stay out of the real world in Log Horizon, but the tiny little glimpses you get are really cool. Like, the little samurai kid, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's
Akatsuki?
just this little flash that he's in a wheelchair in real life.
Oh, him. Yeah.
And whoa, that makes so much more sense why he's all running around and trying to protect his sister now, because it was flip-flopped before, and now he gets to be the badass. That's cool. So, actual character
That is pretty
growth
cool.
that matters.
Yeah. On a downside, Aldnoah Zero just had their final episode, which that final episode it was very depressing.
Are we just moving into the anime news just for the sake of
We
convenience?
already have. We already have.
Okay, good.
We've
All
been
right,
into
good.
this
We've
for
been there for
half
an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I was gonna
Oh.
say because
That's fine.
it was very Evangelion with major spoilers. Everyone dies.
God, Evangelion's so
Animes do one of two things: happy ending, everyone is fucked. Only
Yeah.
two endings.
That was it.
I think I'm weirdly satisfied with the idea of everyone dies for some reason. Just because
At least
you don't
Yeah.
feel like
resolution.
some person got away with doing something bad. Someone has to die, just let it be everyone.
Yeah.
Evangelion was the first anime series that I ever watched. I'm like, all right, everyone dies. This could be interesting. People are willing to go there. And since then, I've just seen weird shit. Because apparently the motto of anime is we're willing to go there.
Yep.
That's it.
That's really good. I like that a lot.
Yep.
Wait, what'd you say? What did you say?
The motto of anime: we're willing to go
To
there.
go there.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, I like
so
that.
much so.
The end
Finding it
of the Irregular at Magic High School, well worth watching. Like, that entire series is so good.
Is that
so
what I
good.
linked to you? Is that the same thing or is that different?
What's the main character?
God, I don't know names yet. I'm 2 episodes.
No. Like, who, like...
Second class guy. He's really good, but he has a really, really, really crushy sister.
Okay, yeah, you're watching the Irregular at Magic High School, then.
Okay, so that's what the translated name is. I'll actually remember it now.
Yeah. It's so good. It is so good. It's worth watching the 26 episodes.
Oh, I'm like, what? I'm like 2, 3 in? I'm already liking it.
Yeah,
Question for y'all.
What?
Any fans here of the Avatar series, Legend of Korra and Lost Airbender? Anybody?
I've seen the whole of Last Airbender. I have not gotten into Korra yet. But I know that...
it's pretty awesome. Last season's coming up.
I'm very apathetic towards that series.
I like it a
was
lot.
terrible.
I have to admit.
The
Yes, it
live-action
was.
movie was a rape of it.
The Shyamalan
Yes, it
one?
was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The first show, Last Airbender, with Aang, was excellent. And I know that Legend of Korra hasn't done as well. Technically,
Aren't they making it exclusively through streaming services?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
because they
visual
moved it
release.
towards a more adult audience rather than mainly for the children
Really?
audience. So
It's about time
yes,
somebody did that.
people up and die a few times in this. So I mean,
Well, I saw the trailer for season 4, and it looks
pretty awesome.
especially brutal.
Yes, full of the brutal. Like last season, in like pretty much the last episode, the Avatar almost is killed. It's like this close. We're always like, is this gonna be the end of it? Because it would be an okay ending. Actually, this is kind of cool. But yeah.
Someone in chat just goes, Season 1 was good. Season 2 was meh. Season 3 was
Yeah.
amazing, and I'm looking forward to Season 4.
I agree with
I
that
see-
person completely.
As someone who never really watched the first Avatar series, I will say that The Legend of Korra does look more interesting to me.
Oh, interesting
I know
side
that
note.
Go ahead.
The guy that voices the main villain in real life, that voice is just actually his normal voice. He's just speaking normally.
Oh,
It's
so
not like a voice he's putting on.
he just sounds
It's-
naturally evil.
He does. But he's
Like-
such a nice guy, so it's really strange.
Like Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I watched him having a
guy.
conversation about like him and his children, and he sounds like the evil villain the whole time. I'm like, wow, if you close your eyes, this is really fucking creepy. So all this happy go fun stuff, but every time you've heard him, he's been an evil son of a bitch that wants to cleanse the world. So
I'm just
yeah,
getting another
One of
drop
those
in
villains.
news here. Apparently, and they also said on as far as Toonami goes, Bleach is ending soon, and it had so now all you English folks can experience the shitty ending it is.
I think I
I mean,
saw
also,
it.
It's just like he gets in front of everyone, and just about as the big part of the final arc starts, credits. Like, you're not even gonna finish this arc. You just get like maybe a quarter in, and then it's over. That's dumb. Like, we're too lazy for this. But once Bleach is over, they are going to bring uncut Dragon Ball Z Kai to replace it, because Toonami got the rights to Dragon Ball Z Kai since Nickelodeon was just fucking it up that bad. So Dragon Ball Z is coming home to where it belongs.
I don't know how I feel about that. See, grew up with the DBZ. Then Abridged happened, and I fell in love with Abridged like everyone does.
Right, yeah.
Then I go back and I try and watch the real show, and I go, why did I like this? It's so like such hard cheese.
Well, yeah, I
And
mean, but the
Mm.
thing with Kai cut a lot of the crap out. They condensed it, which I think is good. And
Condensing it
It's
is
hard to watch anything else once you've seen the bridge.
well,
though.
yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
like,
I can
Really
understand
is.
where you guys are coming from. It's very
Yeah.
nostalgia driven. Now now Toonami is going to be the sole place to see the episodes of Dragon Ball Z Kai that haven't come out yet, like the Buu saga. So I'm curious to see how that goes because that entire arc was extremely dragged out. I mean, it was interesting, but I don't know. I'm just curious to see it because I don't think Naruto's going to be getting a rerun. I don't give a shit about that. But they're saying they're not going to do. They're probably not going to do their month of Miyazaki, which is a bummer because those are great
Yeah.
films.
Those are good movies.
You can always watch Gurren Lagann on Toonami if you want to, I guess.
Gurren Lagann was one
Any
of the
other
shows
any
that,
other anime
I-
news?
No, I think we're good.
oh yeah, we're good.
The fuck is this? I didn't know they made a sequel to Soul Eater. Okay. Whatever.
Not Soul
Apparently
Eater.
everything happens.
Yeah, Soul Eater Not or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. It looks very harem-y. I don't know. Eh.
A lot of anime seem to be these days.
So who's
The
next?
thing.
Is it my turn?
Hey, I'll jump in if you want. I got
Australian
less news
news.
than last week.
Australian
so, hell yeah.
news.
So,
News.
not terribly much has happened. Sort of going more into like the world news stuff because Australia, unless something horrible happens, we're boring the rest of the time. That's just like, that's what happens.
For either
We've been able
even
to stave
flow
off the horrible
or
news.
apocalyptic.
Yes. Pretty much. You know, we've been pretty steady. We're coming into summer, so bushfire season's coming up, so we do expect horrible. Every summer we have horrible bushfires that wipe out like towns and yes. Okay, well,
I
you know how you
love,
guys
I
have
love
like
how you
forests
report all
and
this
trees.
completely depressing news in just a completely, just like matter of fact tone.
So-
Like,
In America, you have like forests and trees
Yeah,
and
you're
your
so
woodland
de-
animals.
you're-
We
I'm
have
so-
shrubs and bushes and things like that, and they catch on fire during the summer because that's just what happens. In fact, our plants do not continue to grow for the rest of the year unless there is a good bushfire. They require it to exist.
That's
That's
interesting.
So
interesting.
there's something interesting for you, yeah. There's various species of tree that the bark, when it gets charred, it helps them grow, and they not spread or seed until that happens. Anyway, but last year it was really bad. It wiped out like 2 towns, killed hundreds of people just like from one fire. We now call it Black Friday, and there's like a Remembrance Day thing, and
Wow.
yes. Black Friday because the sky during the middle of the day was just black. It was smoke.
We have our own Black Friday
It
here.
means
Yeah, but
something
it's-
else here.
But
Yeah.
ours are
For
more
you,
depressing.
yes. For us, it's normally that unlucky day that's like, oh, it's Black Friday, ha ha ha. For us, it's like, oh god, everyone dies. Anyway,
Yeah,
world
ours
news.
just people get trampled for trying to get the new TV or something like that.
Yeah. Or the new bendy iPhone.
things. Something I found interesting. There's a new virus spreading throughout the U.S. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. The strain's called Enterovirus 68.
Yes.
It's spreading
we've been
amongst
reporting on
children
that.
in the US. Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts off as the common cold, and they end up
It's
kids
not-
end up like wheezing and then having limb paralysis and ending up in hospital and something like this. And it's
Scary
been across 45 states so far. They can't find any
What's
known
the
cause of spread
symptoms?
from it. Symptoms
It
it
starts
starts
out
off as a
looking
common
like a
cold,
cold.
I'm
and then
fucked.
you start and then you start wheezing. When you start being like, I can't breathe. Oh god.
No,
then
no,
you
straight
go to
up.
the
I was
hospital.
that one case of like, hey, Pittsburgh area had the H1N1. Guess who had it? This person.
You have the
Fuck.
crap. To be fair, you do have like the crappiest immune system of anybody
I
that I've ever met.
literally, I had the bird flu. I had H1N1. I literally, like, any virus that they're like, look, there's only like 2 people in this entire area that have this. Guess what? I still have the pictures
You-
of me in my masks. Like, I still
You-
had. I was.
Drink
What do you-
more Sunny Delight.
Go get that sunny day.
Go get that Sunny D. It'll help you.
I love how that's the immediate, like, here's how you fix it.
Right?
Sunny
Your
day.
whole life is fucked
Oh, but
by
doesn't.
disease. Why don't you drink more orange juice? You'll be good. And this is why I'm in this podcast. I love
So
it.
to bring it back to more horrible, depressing news, as I always do.
What,
'cause
that I
that's
might
my lot in
die
life.
from not
Yeah, that's
drinking
really
orange
depressing,
juice?
actually.
So here's the worst part: no known cure, no known reasons for spreading, and no known patient zero, or how it started at all so far. They have just no reasons for anything at the moment.
That's
They're just
David,
like,
you're scaring
how
off all the
fuck do we
viewers.
help this? Don't go to America. And if you live there, bye. I'm kidding. Don't worry about it.
He's
So
safe
first-
in his biological hellscape of
Yes,
Australia.
I am safer in my country that thrives on
Terrifying.
bushfires and poisonous spiders than you are
I'm
with your
still
disease.
blaming this on Karthnal for playing the plague and starting Ebola in Africa.
It's
and
not
now-
my fault. I'm an evil mastermind. Okay.
And
Not my
now
fault.
you're just like, I'm gonna start a new game. I'm
That's
kind
why
of bored
he's
of
so,
this.
matter of fact about all this.
Yeah, it's
I
Yeah,
did start a
cleared
new game
it.
of that yesterday.
You've been
I was
found
like,
out,
this should be
David.
fun.
I'm gonna
Can you
call
not,
him.
no.
just do me a favor?
I
Do me a
must
big
run.
favor.
Oh wait, I'm in Australia. Come and get me, bitches.
Do me a big favor. Pull the game up and start a zombie one, okay? Please.
Yeah, if we're all gonna die, I'd like it to be through zombies.
Just make it be awesome.
If I do start that, that's gonna be me like ruling the world. I'll be like, fuck this game, shotgun time. But anyways, that's when the world gets fun for me. Zombie apocalypse.
This episode should just be
I might not
called
last
David,
very long. but-
David fucks the world over.
There you go. That's it. That's it.
and
Something.
smiles the entire time.
I'm in.
Any more depressing news?
Armed intruder breached the White House yesterday. Got all the way into the East Wing.
Actually, all the way in?
Yes, all the way
Who
into
did
the front
this?
door. Took a armed intruder. The name escapes me for the moment. I can
An
get
armed
it. It's on the
intruder?
interwebs. Yes, they say armed. He had a couple knives.
that's
He
still
that
technically
armed.
armed.
Because I remember there was
He
a guy that jumped the fence a while back.
incapacitated. This was him. Or at least he jumped the fence. He incapacitated at least one secret, secret service guy. Yep, and was finally taken down by someone they call a counter assault specialist.
Someone
Apparently he
just
took him down just literally by
asked
tackling
in
him from
chat,
the-
what do you
that's
think
not-
of Mike Tyson dying?
Mike, you better
I
not
know what
die.
happens.
You better not die. He's got 12 with the feed.
I,
Worst
I,
question
memory?
ever.
No, I don't think he's dead.
Probably not. Just person's like, hey,
Everyone goes to the Googles.
yeah,
Is he dead?
is he dead
No,
yet?
he's not. I don't see a single
I'm still
story
reeling from
reporting
Williams,
he's
so
dead.
there you go.
I think he would
Yeah.
box death to a draw at this point.
Yeah, he's still around. But
Bite off its
it's like,
ear.
what was I gonna say? At least it's not that woman who got into the deep heart of the White House and just
Here's the
started
hilarious
setting stuff
thing,
on
sir.
fire.
Why?
Wait,
The guy
what?
got in.
There was
He walked in through the front door, which was unlocked, and just proceeded to waltz around hurting people.
See,
And they're
that's
just like, oh well, whatever.
after the
The
last
president
time.
wasn't there though. They were off doing something, but they were
After
off in
the-
another place, staying somewhere.
That was like a catchphrase because the last time that that guy jumped the fence and he had a knife, they had this like speech thing about it, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna at least start locking the front door now. And apparently they didn't. Somebody
I
called
can't-
them on their
I don't know what
bullshit.
floors me more: the fact that they're like, "We'll solve this by locking the door," or the fact that they didn't fucking do that.
Well, think of it.
Hey, most people, they jump the fence and there's guys with guns around them going, "Get on the ground." This guy got pretty far.
Yeah, I mean, with
Yeah.
all the stuff going on with the police violence, I'm surprised that like breaking into the White House does not seem to be much of a problem. If you can run in
Yeah,
and start
that-
punching people, like it's
That's
a
where
bad
you
NES
expect
game.
the police brutality, right there. It's deserved, right there.
If they don't,
Yeah.
The guy's causing problems.
See, I grew up in St. Louis almost all my
Perfect
life.
excuse for a beatdown.
So all of this news that was coming out of Ferguson is something that I knew
Hmm.
about for like 5 years.
oh,
because
it's
East
like
Saint-
not stopped.
East
Yeah.
St. Louis,
So I have a question for that.
is by statistics,
Mm.
by ratio, the most crime-infested city in the nation. That's why that's why we around in Missouri would say never go to East St. Louis. That's why you hear East St. Louis is a shithole jokes on like Two Best Friends things. They made jokes about that. Like they said one of the wolves that was attacking Lara Croft in Tomb Raider was the mayor of East St. Louis. So I mean, I when I heard all that Ferguson talk, just everyone just like and just hating everything. See, not only is that in a place that's really close to where I used to live, like maybe about 25 miles, but I have family who is involved with law enforcement, not in Ferguson, in Kansas City. So that whole thing, people were calling this, this media circus, and before the stuff got terrible, before they started really getting bad, I saw people like making really poor taste jokes about St. Louis in general, and I'm like, you guys don't freaking get it.
My question is that Fergus still going on? It seems to have stopped making headlines. So my question is it finished?
It's still around.
Or do people just stop giving a shit media-wise?
Well,
it's
as far as
moved on
this,
to different stuff. I think Ferguson itself, the situation is like gotten to like a plateau where there's no more violence going on. The cops haven't been actively like pointing guns at people anymore. But now, what is actually getting the headlines is like that start kind of opened the door on, hey, everybody, let's talk about police violence. And now there's a whole bunch of stuff going on everywhere else. Like every time, like I think there's been like in the last month about 10 like unnecessary deaths where cops have shot people that they didn't.
Right.
Well, I can,
oh my god, I saw something fucking
probably
random.
The dash cam video is the most recent.
Yeah.
About the gas station. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I was just about to mention.
That however, nobody got killed in that one. That was totally
he got hit in the leg.
Panicking. Obviously, the cop panicked.
Yeah.
Need to.
I'm gonna just kind of fill everyone in on Ferguson, then I'm gonna probably stop talking about it.
Okay.
Go ahead,
the big shit that happened in Ferguson was when the protesters got attacked, and there were journalists there who had guns pointed at their head. Just for being there and getting things about that.
Yeah.
That was horrible, and that eventually got toned down once real cops made it in. Not just these people who think that they're, like RoboCop just because they have a badge. But the problem that's going on right now in Ferguson, and this kind of started because once the media stopped talking about it, police violence did escalate, which makes sense because they're like, oh, they're not watching us all the time. We can just start being dicks again.
Smackdown time.
But there was a memorial for Michael Brown, because he was the person who was shot, and it was vandalized. And of course, that made a lot of people upset, and they started protesting. And then the cops come back. Now, the one thing that I think is really problematic is that there are people who are standing by Darren Wilson and donating money to support him as far as court fees and as far as supporting his image. That money has surpassed numbers than the money given to charities for Michael Brown, and I think that's terrible.
That's fucked
because because Darren Wilson is not a victim. He's not a victim. And end up being like, I support our men in blue. And I'm like, I support the cops too. I don't support that guy. Because he did something wrong and he needs to be punished for it. If anyone else did that to someone, they would be in jail. This person is getting money for it. He's being paid because he shot this kid. And I think that's horrible. And I see people having now this is a third party. This is not the cops themselves. We're putting out armbands that say they support Darren Wilson. Like that, the problem Michael Brown was killed, and it's just horrible that people are supporting this guy. And then there was the news that the leader of the Ferguson Police Department put out an apology video where he's wearing a pink casual polo shirt, and then he goes out to the protest to kind of see what they're doing. You have the guy who was in charge of the guy who shot this innocent person just approaching these protesters and just
here's my question. Did they actually
to
prove he's innocent?
What?
That he was innocent in the whole thing? Did they actually prove he was innocent in the whole thing?
Well,
That's my question.
that's
Because
the
the
hard
autopsy leads to two conclusions.
part. Yeah, I mean, depending on
He
the
either
autopsy
charged the
said,
guy or he got executed.
yeah.
I highly doubt
Yeah.
he charged this man.
Mm.
He was,
And even if he
I don't know.
had no weapons on him and he charged him, that's no reason to shoot him, because
Yeah.
cops should be trained in hand-to-hand combat.
They should be, at least.
Hell, I'm trained in hand-to-hand combat. I took Taekwondo as a kid. If they don't have a knife or a gun, don't pull your gun out on them. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird talking about this because this is just really just about 25 miles away where I used to live. So.
Yeah, it's interesting because like here, cops have a good like 3 or 4 alternatives before they ever actually get to their handgun here, and before that is like a very high-powered taser. And our guys here wear shoulder cams or like a face cam which sits on the glasses.
That's another
like,
thing that we're talking about.
Yeah,
our guys are accountable for their actions.
I think that if I do think that dash cams and cameras recording their activity, that will do something positive, because then they'll have
pretty
accountability.
much. So like, yeah, it's so relevant now that if their camera's not on while they're making an arrest or whatever, the arrest can just be thrown out completely, or all charges can just be dropped if they don't have it on. Yeah.
I think that and some people are saying, well, this is an invasion of privacy, and I'm like, you're a public figure. You're out in public all the time. If you don't do anything bad, then you'll have no problem with it.
There's a whole different classification for people who are public figures compared to private individuals as far as privacy laws. Entirely different. That's why the paparazzi exists. Because as a public figure, they can take pictures of you if you're a subject of interest in anything. Being a police officer or a fireman or anything makes you not a private figure anymore.
Right.
Done.
It's
that's
a real ordeal. I think
that argument is dead before you even get started.
Yeah.
It's not even, it's not as bad as it used to be, but this is still continuing the discussion that a cop who is dealing with civilian practices should not need to wear body armor. Not like a SWAT
Here's
team.
the problem though. I understand why they do, and hey, our guys even do. They're always in teams of at least 2 or more, and most of them will have their body armor on, their over body armor. The rest will always have their undershirts on, and we have an incredible less amount of firearms in this country than you guys do. Like, our guys don't have a reason to believe everybody's toting a gun because not everyone here can get one. The process to get a firearm
it's really the
legally
United
is
States.
incredibly hard here.
I hear news about all the other countries who are actually trying to increase gun control regulation, but we're still here.
So
and
on one hand, I understand why all your cops are fucking jumpy as hell, because at any moment someone could pull a gun out of fucking anywhere, especially with the concealable shit that they make these days. So they're all on the edge and freaking out. So you get all these events where they overreact because they're going to be told on a regular basis, this many cops have been shot at today. Don't be one of them.
Now that's another problem.
From the beginning of the day, they will be on edge. They're gonna be like, "Oh my god!" So the second someone reaches for something somewhat weird, and they panic, that's it. All reason is lost. When somebody panics, there is no more logic or reason. It's just shoot the motherfucker right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say just one more thing, and then I kind of want to hear what Josh has to say about movies and TV, because this is kind of depressing. But I think that if we had more gun control, then cops wouldn't need to worry about someone pulling a gun on them, and they wouldn't have to deal with that, and they wouldn't react like that. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, Ferguson is not fixed.
Yeah,
that's really what I'll say.
It's just plateaued a bit.
So let's talk about something less depressing, like Gotham or something like.
Well, I was gonna say, like, we're getting off of that, and Gotham is totally a cop story that revolves around a gunshot.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Nice little segue there.
Wow, I didn't plan that.
Perfect.
Well, let's just say, do you like the series or not? Because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it.
Mixed for Gotham.
Okay.
So far, it kind of has fulfilled a couple of my fears so far of the Batman story without Batman stuff.
Right.
But I don't want to call out and say it's bad yet, because you have a traditional a Batman story. You see the murder of the Wayne family. You see him all super depressed and whatever. And then it cuts to 20-some years later. With this, we're focusing on all of the little shit that puts all of the mental cracks in this guy that will eventually turn him into the psychopath that is Batman, because he's nothing else. He's a crazy guy with lots of money. That's really him when it gets to the core of it.
That's pretty true. He's just I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little sense of justice and vigilante justice, and cops aren't doing their job. But Gotham mostly actually follows Jim Gordon, as we knew he was going to be the main character, and Harvey Bullock. If you watched the cartoon back in the 90s, he was the big gruff partner detective to him, who is played very well, I might add. And it's going to be a gritty cop drama on top of all these other pieces that are slowly falling into place. That is the whole premise of this show.
Okay.
So, that said, that has some potential. Now and then, they'll just have to throw out references to establish, yes, this is the Gotham.
Yeah, don't forget,
DC
this is
universe
about
timeline.
Gotham City. This is about Batman's land.
Yeah, but it's about what turned everything so bad in the first place. So, first episode, we had unnecessary 14-year-old Catwoman, which was like...
Right.
But the thing was, she didn't do anything the whole show except parkoured around on top of rooftops a little bit and crouched on edges. So...
Like Catman, she's known to do.
But, like, specifically to go from one scene to the next. Oh, she's watching this now. Oh, she's watching this now. She's not doing anything, but she, like, kind of was one of the, like, she witnessed the Wayne murder. She was there.
Right.
He didn't know it,
Interesting.
but she was there. And then she's just kind of, like, they'll just randomly cut to her, like she's important, and she doesn't do anything.
Like, hey, remember Catwoman? We'll remind you again and again.
By the way, guys, this stuff. The Penguin was a character that they used in this, and I think they started off pretty well because all he was a British guy who got in good with the crime lords, and it shows him start off as a low-level thug guy, and you kind of see he has an arc that we're going to follow. It's very clear. The character
Mr. Cobblepot.
Yeah. They show Falcone, who was kind of the mob boss of Gotham, the guy on the top of the food chain. They show... There's a character that was briefly... Well, no, he wasn't briefly, but... He was briefly in the animated series, and he's been sprinkled throughout the comics, named Fish Mooney. In Gotham, it's actually a female who is played by Jada Pinkett Smith. And she's, like, under Falcone. So she's like a mid-level mobster boss. And that's all going on. And other stuff. You see, obviously, Poison Ivy as a kid. She goes through a major trauma in the first episode. So that might be a thing.
Well, I think that's kind of important because I've read a lot of stuff that people kind of critically analyzing the Batman franchise in general. It's like each of the villains sort of represents some sort of
psychosis.
Yeah, some different kind of condition that happened mentally, and that's
and it
really
seems like the show is going to be like chronologizing all the events that make the heroes and villains of the show. That seems like its path.
Each of the villains' little quirks, like Two-Face's duality, and it all circles around this one guy, this Batman, who's sort of having to deal with all of these other ones while also having to deal with himself. And from what I can gather from Gotham, you're kind of fragmenting that relationship because there's no central figure.
They're not making him be the central figure anymore.
So that's not impossible, but it would be difficult because your angle isn't as centralized, I guess.
Yeah, which is kind of good for a TV series because they like to split off and talk about like all these other characters. What's happening with this one? What's happening with this one? Game of Thrones does it especially well. A lot of stuff like that. So, episode 2 has aired. I haven't actually seen it yet. It's probably what I'm going to do as soon as I'm out of here. But apparently, This one does center on the Selena Kyle, so Catwoman. So they kind of nudge her in the first one, and this one is actually focusing on her more. So there's a couple of murders that happened in the first one. They follow that up. So maybe if they can keep this decent cop drama pace, it'll be good. A lot of the inferences they do is like, by the way, it's Batman, is a little heavy-handed and a little cheesy.
Yeah.
So
pretty
that could
unnatural.
actually,
Like they're forcing it.
yeah, that's really the thing.
Just a bit.
That's really the problem. They didn't do it too bad in episode 1. So there is potential if they don't cheeseball this to death. I do know, however, in the first episode, they kind of tease, oh, could this be the guy that turns into Joker? I do know that they have specifically planned out that in every episode, they're going to tease, could this guy be Joker? A different one. Just different guys. They're just throwing it all over the place, trying to keep fans on their toes. To the point where when we actually find out who it's going to be, it's like, oh my gosh. It's just
Well, I actually
And maybe
hope,
we'll find out how he got them scars.
I actually hope they don't do that, because I think one of the best parts about Joker is that you don't know anything about him.
I
He
highly
has
agree.
Yeah.
he has no
Insane.
motive to drive the things he does except for just being insane. And
You are unadulterated
that's
insanity.
I kind of have this idea that this is something I absolutely hate in any kind of story. You're given this character that you absolutely despise, who's just a scumbag, who's completely unlikable, and you know they're just a class act in just being evil or just insane. And then you find out they had a tortured childhood. And I'm like, you just took away any reason for me to hate for what they do. Don't try to justify their chaotic behavior with something like that. That's why I think like something like the Joker, Nee from Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, you don't know anything about them. They're just crazy for the sake of being crazy. And Jonan Vasquez actually said that himself when he was writing Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. He's like, it would be really stupid if I said he had a tortured childhood or something. That's what makes characters like the Joker so interesting, is that I don't want to know about his past, because it's so hypnotic. Like, Joker is just Joker. He exists solely in the present.
It kind of diminishes his character to legitimately find his origin. And there have been several different ones in the comics. Some say that he was just some dude that got knocked into an acid vat. Some say that he was the original Red Hood. Some say he was just some guy that started doing it. Like, some comics actually took the Tim Burton route, that he was actually the guy that killed his parents, or Bruce Wayne's parents.
I think that the best way to give the Joker character is to not give him a character.
I totally agree,
it's probably a good
because
idea.
if he
Leave him a fucking mystery.
if you explain him, he loses his mysteriousness and it's done.
Oh,
Gone.
yeah.
Because the more you know about something, the less you fear it.
Exactly.
And we don't know
You don't
anything
understand
about
it, you're like, what?
That's the nature of human beings.
don't
We
know
conquer
shit about
fear
it.
by logic and understanding. The Joker is just that pinnacle of we don't know a thing about him, so we're naturally inclined to just be terrified of what he does.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as Gotham goes, that's pretty much it. There's not really a whole lot else going on with it, and I'm going to check out episode 2, see if it's worth it, and I'll keep you guys updated. Other thing that came on, which is in direct competition with it, because Gotham is on Fox, and this is on ABC, is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is more cops and gun stuff.
Right.
I figure. That started out neat. Didn't know that freaking Xena was going to be on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now, so Lucy Lawless is on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Ah, cool.
which is pretty cool. She's kind of a badass mercenary type, and they're
Yeah.
picking up from where they had left off, because if you guys have seen the Captain America Winter Soldier movie, you know there's been some changes with the organization. As in,
Yeah.
it getting fucked. Subtle here.
Just,
Yeah, so the show largely deals with Shield and Hydra now is actually a very major point. It kind of floated around a little bit mid-season, which is why it didn't get so many good reviews. Turns out it was because they were waiting for Winter Soldier to come out so that they could introduce the plot point of Hydra in the first place, so that everything would connect all at the same time. And does not
nice and wrapped up.
Yep, does not look bad so far. It's actiony, characters are growing, there's a rift. People betrayed people got hurt, all good stuff. And I enjoyed the first season. There is a lull. You can tell right before Cap is going to come out, like a couple of weeks. It's like, okay, they're killing time. What are they doing? But eventually it does show up. Bill Paxton was in the first season, and he did great. He was
Nice.
He was really neat military guy / crazy military guy / crazy. This is Bill Paxton, and game over, man. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was, if you liked it before, you can keep with it. It's a Joss Whedon show, so it always gives it bonuses.
Critically acclaimed, and then canceled halfway through.
Yeah.
And canceled halfway through.
Yeah. This one isn't on Fox, though, which Gotham is, by the way, so we'll see how that goes. As Fox's MO is usually, if it doesn't make that much money in the first season, we're going to can it. Although a big Warner Brothers franchise seems to stand more of a chance.
They must be kicking themselves now, because people still buy, like, the Firefly series on DVD and whatnot.
They do.
Yeah. So they're probably just kicking themselves, but like, why did we cancel it? We could have made billions.
They don't care. It's like they're cold mathematics.
Wait for it.
Didn't work. Cut it. Gone. Done.
Next thing, like Almost Human.
Firefly
God
Chinese.
damn it! Like the Terminator TV show. God damn it! Oh, that's neat.
That's very cool.
That is cool.
Alright, there's actually quite a bit of them. Yeah.
That's so cool.
The Firefly money.
Very cool.
It's 10,000
something dollars. So there's that.
Credits or something.
Yeah, they were credits.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot going on beyond what's happening with movies.
Should I talk games since we actually have to end at 4?
No, we don't have to end at 4.
I thought you said that. Oh yeah, since we started later.
It's a time frame of 2 hours, so.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Half hour.
Yes.
Yeah, we have an extra half hours.
So chat is actually booming right now, and two of the things I do want to mention is someone was asking what we thought about of Legend of Korra.
It is amazing.
Ooh.
So
someone is asking about Shadow of Mordor, and we did already cover that.
We did already cover that.
Looks good.
Yeah.
I've only played the first hour, but it's Assassin's Creed and the Batman Arkham games mushed together in a Lord of the Rings setting, which is a little darker than usual, and looks good. Give it a shot. I'm hyped.
As for Korra, amazing new trailer came out. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it.
It is
People
good.
that like this sort of thing, it is pretty amazing. There's some interesting parallels it draws.
Okay.
And it is a confirmed last season for Korra as well. Like they in the trailer, so this is the last season. So yeah, it should be good.
So yeah, that was the recap of that chat
Okay.
needed.
So
Straight into
we're-
video games.
Video
Okay.
games.
Well, I'll
And here's the link for Korra.
sort of tying in with the Legend of Korra of the Legend of Korra video game that's going to be coming out in November. It's downloadable for Xbox Live
Alex.
It's
It's
downloading.
gonna be downloadable.
Bad time to go
It's like
robotic.
$15. What?
Your webcam went out and you sound very roboty for a second, so repeat what you just said.
Transformers is
Oh
coming out
yeah,
on DVD.
I saw. Everyone else was slow, so I'm assuming it was me. But
So
can you guys hear me? Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
Can't
now we
down-
can.
Now
There
that he
was a
said
lag
Transformers,
back.
I kind of like that movie. Does that make me horrible? I don't know. Everyone's
Not
Yes.
completely horrible.
I really like the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm like,
Okay.
It wasn't like
I
it's
was
not a
already
great
just expecting
movie.
explosions fucking everywhere. No, it's not great, but there were some hilarious moments.
That's what you're into. I mean, you know what you're going into.
Yeah. At the
As long
very
as
end,
you
it's
know
like
what you're
everyone's
getting
like,
before you
yeah,
pay your money.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, but
it was pretty good.
the Legend of Korra video game is coming out in November on Xbox Live Arcade, PSN, and PC. Now, normally when I first heard about this, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a tie-in. Then I found out who's going to be making it.
Yeah,
Platinum Games.
Ooh.
because
I
normally
don't know if you know
the
who
RPG
Platinum
games.
Games are, but they are fucking geniuses. They
Yeah.
made Platinum Games was formed from the ashes of Clover Studio, who made games like Beautiful Joe, Okami, and God Hand. So
Neat.
after what?
I said neat. I like those.
After Capcom completely shit all over their face and they had to close, they made Platinum Games, and Platinum Games has people like Hideki Kamiya who made and Shinji Mikami, people who worked on games like Resident Evil and Devil May Cry. So a lot of their games kind of follow the Devil May Cry template, where it's very action focused and you get graded on everything. Platinum Games have made Mad World, Bayonetta, Vanquish, Anarchy Reigns, and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. They are very, very, very well respected in the game community, especially by people like me who love those sort of character action games like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. So they were approached by Activision, said, "Hey, you want to make a Legend of Korra game?" And they said, "Yeah," and I've seen trailers and behind the scenes stuff of the Legend of Korra video game, and it looks like a Platinum Games game.
Really?
Very
That's
heavy on the
exciting.
action, very fast paced. And there was actually a behind the scenes video released where they talked to the director, and he said, if you've played a Platinum Games game before, then The Legend of Korra is going to have the same level of difficulty as you'd expect. And I'm like, And it's going to be 15, it's going to be cheap. It's going to be just a downloadable game, but the action does look like a Platinum Games game. And I think there was one quote he said that the final boss of the game has Platinum Games written all over it. And I'm like, okay, you're really selling me on this. I may be pretty apathetic toward the franchise, but I will follow Platinum Games wherever they go. I followed them to the Wii U because they're getting Bayonetta 2, which is coming out next. It's coming out at the end of October, and I'm so excited. I'm more excited about Bayonetta 2 than I am about Smash Bros. And I know that's crazy to say, but
Because you're crazy about them Smash Bros.
I love Smash Bros. But oh my god, Bayonetta 2 looks beautiful. And you get like Nintendo costumes, and there's an entire level where you play in Star Fox Land because since this is on a Nintendo console. So you got Bayonetta and her little fox ears, dressed like Fox McCloud, and you're actually on a planet in Star Fox. And there's like signature weapons where when she's wearing the Star Fox outfit, her guns are essentially shooting R-wings, and they shoot lasers and stuff. There's and Nintendo is saying, hey, we published this game. We're going to put a bunch of alternate costumes. Like, you can have her dressed like Princess Peach or Link or Samus or Mario, and it's so goofy. But I
It's
have no
another
problem
weird,
with it.
creepy fetish game too. But
I know,
it's
but
also funny.
it's good. It's just the gameplay is so good, and I've always respected Platinum Game stuff because they're so good at that over-the-top action.
It's very
And-
Devil May Cry, right?
Yeah, it was made by the same people who did. It was Hideki Kamiya. And if you don't know about who Hideki Kamiya, he is the guy that if you even mention him on Twitter, he will block you. He's notorious for being this block-centric guy who hates everything. But he's actually a really well-respected guy, and he supports his fans even if he just doesn't want people bothering him. And I don't really blame him.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
So Platinum Games is going to be making the Legend of Korra games, so I highly recommend
Nice.
people taking a look at that because that's a beautiful pedigree. I mean,
Yeah.
and coming as from someone who really has no interest in the franchise, I still want to play it. So that was kind of just jumping off of the Korra thing we were talking about. Apparently Microsoft announced Windows 10 today, not Windows 9, Windows 10. Now, this is just going to be brief because we kind of talked about this earlier. Jonathan Blow, the guy who made Braid, actually posted what was an April Fool's joke article from 2013 that says, Windows skips Windows 9, makes Windows 10. And I'm thinking...
Maybe that's why they did it.
it was an April Fool's
now
joke.
Real life.
I know, that's the thing. It's like people taking the onion and then making it real, and then then it's not as funny because it's real. So there's always that. There's always that. I'm going to try and see if there's anything else that, new games that got released. Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U has been getting a pretty good reception. Shadow of Mordor, as we said earlier, has been getting a lot of press. A lot of people are talking about it.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're going to be making a movie adaptation of the game Tetris for some reason. I have no idea how they're going to do that.
What?
Okay, I'm just seeing this thing on IGN.
How?
So here's
movie-
my question.
Tetris
About the
movie
Windows thing.
adaptation
Is it just
announced.
rumors or?
This is real. It says Threshold Entertainment and the Tetris Company have announced
That's
plans to
fucking
develop a feature film inspired by the iconic puzzle game Tetris, and it will be a science fiction epic
It's gonna be
produced by
Battleship
Larry
all over again.
Kasanoff and executive produced by the Tetris Company.
It's gonna be Battleship
Now-
all over again.
Now we were making a lot of us make jokes about like why would you make a movie based on the game Battleship? Now we're making a movie based on Tetris.
Okay, so
I'm pretty sure there have been movies based on Space Invaders too, but I'm like,
Independence Day.
I have I don't like video game movies,
They're almost
because-
universally bad.
and some people would say, oh, they're not that bad, and I'm thinking, well, that's because the reason that they're bad is because games are not movies. There's a lot of things that you do that you can only do in games, and simply making a movie on it is just making it not a game anymore. And
There's
this
not
happened.
very many good ones. There's a few, not
Yeah,
very many. I would
definitely,
actually
yeah, if you
argue I would argue that Scott Pilgrim counts as a video game movie, even though it's not actually based on one. It uses the
I
concept
think
of it,
that-
and that's why it works.
Well, I don't even think it was a video game movie. It just kind of captured the aesthetic, and I think that was
Mhm.
good because it sort of had that vibe to it. Now, I can name off so many bad video game movies. Anything by Uwe Boll, because he can't make a good movie if
He
he
can't
had a
make a
gun.
good movie.
He couldn't make a good movie if he put a gun to his head. And the Mortal Kombat movies, the Street Fighter movies, they're
Hate
just
me
so,
all that you want. I liked this.
yeah. It was,
I like
Oh, it's a
this.
bloody good movie.
It was
good.
hilariously bad on purpose.
Yes.
And that's the thing that I think make video game movies
Oh yeah.
actually enjoyable to watch. When they're so bad, you can
That's actually
enjoy
a
them.
good point. One of the people in chat said Wreck-It Ralph was a good movie, and that is
Yeah.
totally a video game movie.
It is. Wreck-It Ralph is amazing. I love that
Yeah.
movie. It's so good. I mean, even if you take out all of the little fan service video game jokes, you still have a good movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what's good. I mean, I like watching the Super Mario Brothers movie because it's bad. I mean, I know it's terrible.
It
Everyone
was
knows
so
it's terrible.
bad.
But it's just that's why. It's so bad you can't help but laugh at it. And in fact, the Riff Tracks guys, the guys who used to make Mystery Science Theater 3000, have put out a Riff Tracks for that movie.
That's
So what you do is you buy the audio and you have the movie with you. You play the movie, you play the audio while you're watching the movie, and basically you have a Mystery Science Theater version of Super Mario Brothers. They've been doing Riff Tracks for like The Room, Birdemic, all those god awful movies that no one likes but still likes watching. So
Small update for the whole Windows thing. Windows 9 actually has been released, but it's for a free update for anyone currently running Windows 8 on any of their devices and computers. They'll have the option to update if they want for free, but they're not going to release it as a mainstream operating system.
So it's really just
jump shot to
8 point something.
No, there is an 8.1. It's what I'm running now. There, as full Windows 9, people can use it if they
Well, they're
want,
treating
but they
it
don't want
like
to support it
if
as
you-
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
It sounds like something probably went wrong in the development now that I'm reading it, but
right. That I
they
did
say
hear
you can
about
have
that.
it if you want, but we're not going to support it.
Well, I'm
as much
sticking
as
with
Windows
7
10.
for now. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
everyone's doing.
I'm gonna go to 10 and I'll tell you what it's like. I'll give you the honest, no bullshit.
Yeah,
review
give
of
us an
that.
opinion
It's
on
shit, or
that.
It's good.
So it's like,
Yeah.
So there's the Tetris movie. If anyone really wanted that, I mean,
How is that even gonna be a movie?
I have no idea how that's gonna work. So we'll see. What else we got here? Everyone's
like a
talking about
parody of
how
that,
everyone's talking about how their iPhones are bending. I really don't care because I don't use
Funny
Apple
as
products.
hell.
Oh, the solution to that: buy a fucking case.
That
Problem
is
solved.
actually a solution right there.
Yeah.
But like if you, it's kind of the thing where the phone is so large and the case that it comes in is made of aluminum,
Yeah.
and once
Very
people
malleable.
are putting it in their pants and like sitting in a car for a long time, actually it's not even very much, but it's just a little bend to it, and the phone still functions actually.
Mm.
But
I really-
it's funny. It's more comedy than anything
I
else. You
really
buy a
don't-
case and it fixes
I
it.
really don't like this idea that phones need to be that big. Because I know they're trying to like, okay, we're going to be making a phone that's also kind of like a tablet, so they call it a phablet. Now, can I say that phablet
What?
sounds like one of the dirtiest words ever?
It does. I
Phablet?
thought we were going to fab.
Just change a B to a P,
now,
and then yeah.
actually,
Yeah, it's
actually,
just tablet, but
on that
instead
note,
of... Yeah.
on that note, you just brought back something that was really funny.
The fappening?
Well, not just that.
God.
Regarding phones in general, but that is sort of ironically ties in too. Thank you. Is when we were going through cell phone development, we wanted them to be smaller and smaller and smaller, until we learned we could put porn on them. And then we wanted them
Well,
bigger.
fair.
Go figure.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
And then the faplet
That is
now,
the
and
point.
the fappening, which was pictures stolen from cell phones
Phones,
and on
yep.
the internet, and woo, cell phones is porns.
As far as there is a deal, the Humble Weekly Bundle this week is the Leading Ladies Bundle, and apparently I have a feeling that has something to do with what's going on in the industry right now, but I won't talk about that. The weekly bundle actually has some. The weekly bundle has some pretty. The Humble Bundle right now is the PC Android 11 bundle, and that's okay. But I have no interest in the Android stuff. But
I
if
kind of
you-
really bought the weekly bundle.
well, the PC and Android 11 bundle, you do get one of the. I'm only going to talk about the ones that I think are worth your time. The base package has Thomas Was Alone, which is a really good indie game. It's a very interesting in how it presents its story. All of the characters are just these geometric shapes, but they have personalities, and the story is really well done. I highly recommend that. If you pay $11 or more, you get Surgeon Simulator, in case you already didn't have it. And there's a bunch of other stuff. I really didn't see anything else that was too interesting. The weekly bundle, The Leading Ladies, as far as the games that are worthwhile, Missplosion Man. Now, Now, I am a big fan of that series in general. I played the original, and for some reason, the original has never been released on PC. Missplosion Man has. Missplosion Man is just batshit crazy. First of all, Monica Rial is the voice actress for Missplosion Man, and she's a big name voice actress in anime and stuff. She voiced Hyatt in Excel Saga. She voiced Stocking in Panty and Stocking. She was
That's
in
where we're
Cash
going
and
with
Sin.
this.
She was in all these different anime. She just goes nuts in this role. She's really good there. I don't see any other games that I'm too familiar with, but Valda's Story Abyssal City, which is sort of like a
Long
Castlevania-
live the queen!
Yeah, that one too.
Long live the queen!
It's a good deal. I mean, for $10, you get some pretty good games, and I highly recommend Missplosion Man. That's good too. I don't see any Flash bundles that are worthwhile. The Humble Store is good. Steam got a big fat update these days with the
yeah.
With
Look
the,
pretty good.
the curator
recommended
stuff.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
if there's
this.
one thing that I wish that they don't do with this is that they still show you sales even though you already have the game. Like for the
Yeah.
last few days, Goat Simulator was on sale, and yet they're still showing me the sale. Now I could be buying that for someone else, but it's
So
still.
I have a question. Is anyone as
Go ahead.
hyped that Steam added a inbuilt music player as I am? Because
What?
I played that. I
What?
like that too.
yeah,
What
Steam integrated a music player with
Where?
You can up
their
yeah.
service. Hit
Yes.
library and then you just go straight down to music.
Yeah, I have all my music on there,
Like,
but
so
I mean,
it automatically puts in all the stuff from the games you buy, like all the soundtracks that come with those things, but you can also
Yeah.
add your own
See
crap.
this.
Really?
Yeah, I don't see this.
So you got store,
It's
library, goes games,
Yeah.
software, music.
Games. I have games. That's it.
Yeah.
you go.
That's weird.
You don't see games. Wow, maybe you
Oh
need
my
to update.
gosh,
Steam.
there's music. Come on.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
Sweet! I can do things
Yeah.
now.
so you can add all the music
It's
that you
absolutely
have.
not. It's not flash short. You're a bare bones player. It works in your overlay. So Shift Tab, you can scroll through library and stuff, which is the great part about it because you don't have to like close your game or pause your game or anything. It's just
Yeah, I mean the
quick
thing
Shift
with that
Tab.
is that
Pause, play,
I don't
next.
usually listen to music when I'm playing some games
Mm.
just because, I want to listen to the music in
Yeah.
game. But for
Exactly,
something
there.
like, if it was a game similar to Minecraft when there really is
Yeah.
no music and you're doing a lot of, kind of menial tasks, that's
Oh
great.
god, yeah.
And I also like how they include soundtracks from the games you have. That's great.
Exactly.
Like I just got the Outland OST, which is really good.
I would like
You
to
get-
say I didn't know I had so many game soundtracks. Holy fuck.
Yeah. And you got
It's just
I have,
all here.
the Portal. I have Electronic Superjoy, which has some
Yeah.
amazing music. So yeah, you can I have all my music. I have so much music, and so I'm just
Now that it's
that's-
daylight, my camera's working so much better. Can't you tell?
yeah.
It's not blurring, motion blurring. It has the worst light filter. This thing. Oh my god.
So
Podcast took place around this time. I'd be set.
there has been a lot of changes to Steam. It's very focused
Yeah.
on recommending stuff for you, and that's good. I think that's good. But one kind of big part that a lot of people have been talking about is the curators, where certain people on the internet can make their own sort of recommendation front. The number one most followed curator name right now is Total Biscuit, and I really like that guy. A lot of people say that he bashes the press too much, but I think that he's a really smart guy. You also have stuff from publications like PC Gamer, Rock Paper Shotgun, Hardcore Gamer, which I write for, has one of our own. Jim Sterling's there, Jesse Cox is there. All these different people. Don't go to Kotaku. Just I don't like them. Boogie from the YouTube. So you got all these YouTube personalities, and you got different sites and subpars that you can go to. And there's a lot of they recommend stuff, and it's cool to see what they recommend. I really should start following Total Biscuit because he has over 200,000 followers, and the second place has like 80,000. So people really value his opinion, and it's good because he's one of those guys who, like Jim Sterling, always calls people out on their bullshit. He's
Right.
very supportive of the consumer, and I really respect him for that. And you can see not only the games themselves, but the curators can put why they think these games are good, little quips. They can have links to the reviews or videos that he's done. And I really like the curator thing because you can see stuff that I might not have taken a look at. Like, I still haven't bought Cthulhu Saves the World, even though it's been on sale so many times.
That just sounds
and-
amazing. I have to say.
Yeah,
It's
I heard
really
about that. I'm like,
weird.
what is that?
What?
I don't know if you can make your own curator storefront. I don't know what it takes to make one. Yeah, it says Steam Community Group can become a curator. So I know Kat has her Power Button community group, so you can do that.
Power.
So you can recommend people what games to play, and it's going to be like Smite, 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 Smite,
A
Smite,
lot of that.
Minecraft, and Smite.
Anybody here playing pre-sequel? Anybody?
I need to get
Borderlands?
through 2 first, man. I gotta beat 2.
I haven't.
I
don't
can't.
think
I
I've
can't
played
play it
that one.
yet. It's not available here until the 17th of October. So I'm like,
I would
"Ah, you
like. I would
bastards."
like to play that, except that
Mm.
Randy Pitchford is an absolute asshole. I mean, he openly said, "We care about some of our customers more than others." Like,
Well, that happens.
I mean, he's
He
kind
admitted
of
it.
Gearbox in general have been very consumer hostile these days, which
Well,
sucks because
Aliens Colonial
Borderlands is
Marines
such a
kind of blew up in their face real
Oh, yeah.
hard.
Duke Nukem Forever.
So,
But
yeah,
as far,
that's-
I mean, that's the thing. I love Borderlands, but I don't love Gearbox. So it's this conflict that is going on. But I think that Steam has been kind of been doing the same thing for a while now, and seeing this kind of more community focus is good. And you can pick which people that you trust their opinions on. Like I trust Total Biscuit. I trust Jim Sterling. Jim Sterling's he's kind of a snarky dick, but he knows what he's talking about. So, and that's kind of his persona. He's a nice guy. So you can always see anything new, anything cool, and I think that's good. And I like how and Kat should make a power button curation and get people to
do it. We can
So
all get
That
on
would be
it.
cool.
Listener.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Crazy multiplayer stuff too. Make
Yeah.
friends that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We are social
Oh.
media.
Trying to
Get
see
on
if
a
there's any,
bandwagon.
if there's any other big news. Most of it was related to Shadows of Mordor is a big part.
Yeah, it's
Maybe I'll
crazy.
just
Good
see what games are coming out by the end of the year. I mean, we're kind of winding down into the holiday season. I think they did announce another new Assassin's Creed game, but it's just a mobile game. I'm like, come on, guys, knock it
What is
off.
that, 4? We got going on now?
Yeah, I think that's the fourth
Yeah.
one this year.
Between the main
It's-
one that we have going on.
This is the kind of stuff that kills your
Rogue.
franchise.
The sort of side-scrolling Chinese one, and another
Yeah,
one.
China, Unity, Rogue, and now this one. And that's the thing. This is the kind of stuff that murders your franchise. This is
Hey,
what
but-
Activision did.
They did that with Altair at one point because they had.
Oh yeah, they
the-
did a bunch of mobile.
Oh yeah,
games.
like mobile.
Yeah.
Oh,
There were
yeah.
two
handheld stuff.
two other Altair games besides Assassin's Creed 1.
So
Yeah,
I
this-
mean, this isn't the first time they've done like multiple releases on different platforms.
They're just like, simmer down, guys. The new one's called Assassin's Creed Identity. It's coming to iOS in. Okay, it says with no warning, and you might like this, David. Ubisoft has launched Assassin's Creed Identity on the Australian and New Zealand iOS app stores.
Well, I'm not an iPhone user, so
Never mind then.
Wow,
It doesn't
shit.
look good. It really, because you're going to be playing with a touch screen.
Oh.
And I hate that. I really hate that. I tried playing Minecraft Pocket Edition and I couldn't take it because it was
yeah,
so
it's a bit of a pain in the
slow.
ass. Mm.
You can play the Pokemon trading card game online on your iPad. Super Smash Brothers for the 3DS comes out this week. Or
Interesting.
is it next week? I don't know. It's within a week, and I've heard nothing but good things about that game. it was the demos. There were demo codes being distributed with unlimited uses, because if you just download the demo from the eShop, it has a limited number of uses. And there were people who were buying codes for the unlimited demo on eBay and spending so much money. And I'm thinking, why in the world would you do that? Are you that impatient?
Apparently.
You're just going to get it a week later. In fact,
Wait a week.
I kind of thought that the people who are spending money on these demo codes, are a huge amount of money on these demo codes on eBay, are probably the same people who thought that Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes was too much money for what you're getting. And I'm like, don't talk about that.
Oh, man.
Actually, on gaming news, I'm just browsing around here. Apparently, on
Yeah?
Steam, regarding Shadow of Mordor, you can go in and there's actually this free DLC you can get, which
Ooh.
essentially reskins everything in Shadow of Mordor as HD.
Oh
That's
yeah, I
pretty
think
sweet.
I heard about that.
So you don't get it out the gate, just so your computer will run it. But
Yeah.
recommended
You can if
that,
you want
know, 64-bit Windows 7 or 8. You need at least 8 gigs of RAM and a DirectX compatible video card to even try this. But if you want to, it is on there and it is free. So
Hey,
it doesn't cost
Windows
you
8
anything.
supported.
Yeah.
And,
I can play it.
Another sale that's on Steam right now is the Valve Complete Pack, where it's all the Valve games. All the Valve games for $25. So you get, this is what
Oh,
you
wow.
get. You get Counter-Strike, Portal, Left 4 Dead,
bad.
I'm including the franchises, Team Fortress,
Yeah.
Half-Life 2, Day of Defeat, Ricochet, and Deathmatch Classic. Normally, it would be $146.30, but you can get it for $25. Now, I had already owned Portal. I really don't have much of a interest in Counter-Strike, so I just got the Half-Life ones, and they're kind of compiled into their own thing. I think it was like $10 for all the Half-Life games and all the Half-Life 2 games.
Nice.
And Borderlands 2 Game of the Year edition is $10 right now.
Mm.
With all the DLC. How are we
Nice.
doing on
Get
time?
on and play.
We have less than 7 minutes.
Okay, I guess I'll
So we're
tease a
wrapping
few
up
things
pretty
before
much.
We wrap up. We won't go into big discussions. I'm just trying to see what. Let me try Cheap Shark. What do you got on Cheap Shark? Not seeing too much that's that interesting. Uh, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is for $7.50 on GameStops. I assume downloadable, and I'm like, GameStop has a really bad downloadable content store. It's
Revengeance is not a word. Sorry, rant's over.
I love Revengeance, but I don't
I'm not
like
saying
games.
it's a bad game. It's not a bad game at all. It doesn't make it a word.
I
Any
know.
of you guys interested in Gauntlet?
Oh yeah, I
game
heard a lot about
to
that.
out
Interesting. I don't know
Yeah.
if I was totally going to go for it or not, but it looked like it'd be a fun 4-player, you know.
Yeah.
blow
Yeah,
stuff
it's
up
designed to be definitely multiplayer. All the way through.
It sounds like a
Yeah.
/chat plays.
Hey,
Yeah.
Totally get it.
I totally considered buying a 4-pack for us, so, if you wanna... So... I would totally do it if you guys
Sounds
wanted
pretty
to
good.
do,
We should do a
We'd
All
have
of
to
us
record
play.
it. We'd have to
Yeah,
record
We
it.
would.
have to.
Mm-hmm.
Tibbs on
Yes.
the Barbarian, but that's how
Tibbs
it
on
goes.
Merlin.
So let me see what else we got.
I guess
Kick the
I'll play
worship.
Phil.
There's been a lot of talk about Destiny.
Yeah?
That's
Oh, of
that's
course.
that's a give and take
Yeah.
kind of situation.
Yeah, that's dying.
I'm still
I don't
laughing
know,
that
I-
their service got taken down a couple weeks back.
Really?
I think it's
Yeah.
just been a year. That's 3 for 3. That's all 3
Hmm.
major third-party publishers just released a game that didn't live
Yeah.
up to it. Ubisoft had Watch Dogs, Activision has Destiny, and EA had Titanfall. I'm like,
Titanfall did what it wanted to do and then it went away.
I think
think-
it would.
I think it's because they spent a lot of time overhyping the things.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
lately.
really kind of
yeah.
the thing.
It's just-
It was just a
yeah.
multiplayer game. There's no
Yeah.
single player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really fun, but it's just a multiplayer game. Your games will last maybe 15 to 20 minutes each time if it's a long game.
Oh
And
yeah.
you're done. You
I
get
think
it,
that-
you do it, and you leave. That's kind of
Yeah.
Titanfall.
That's if they had a single player or some sort of single player format. I think we would still be talking about it now.
Oh
But-
gotcha. People would be like, yeah. woo.
Oh, yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
played the beta and I'm like, these controls
fun.
are really good.
It's fun.
I just don't
It feels
want to play
fun
with
to
all
play.
of these people.
Yeah. With Destiny, I don't know though. It's kind of a half the people who started playing it played it because they liked Halo and they weren't aware that what they're playing is an MMO.
Right.
And it is an
Right,
MMO.
It's
So
like, oh,
guess
why do
what?
I have
You're
to
now gear
grind this
grinding.
much?
You've hit endgame and now you're gear grinding. They're like, I hate this shit. And then, well, I didn't know what you were getting into. If you play Borderlands long enough, you're gear grinding.
It's
Oh, yeah.
Halo
But
Lands.
it's a lot more fun because it's funny. But that's just me.
It just couldn't live up to its hype. It was, and the thing
Oh,
with
God,
Destiny
no.
over the others is that this is Bungie. I mean,
Yeah.
Bungie have yet to make a really bad game.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't say it's bad though. It's fun.
It's okay,
I played
if you
it.
know what you're getting
It's
into.
fun to play, but it's fun to
Definitely it
pick up,
is.
go shoot stuff, and then be done. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I must have played it for
Are we
something like
doing
8
the outro
hours,
now?
like straight, but
What's
I
up?
have not had the urge to go pick it up ever.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make
since.
sure that we weren't going over time.
We have
got
2
probably
minutes.
about a
Literally,
minute and a
that's
half
it.
Okay, let's outro
Outros.
then.
Whoop.
So,
Outros, indeed.
the best part about this new layout is everyone can sit here and go like this!
Look
And
at
all
us
of their
stuff.
information is right below them.
I have like no information. I'm alright with it.
all of their information.
Oh, man.
And then I go like
Check
this
us
to show, hey look, you can find us here every Tuesday at 2
Which way
p.m.
is that
Eastern
for me?
time.
That's this way.
out. Yes.
No, other way. Other
no.
way for
Right.
you, Josh.
The other way?
The layout.
Yeah, it's that
yes.
way.
Son of a... Oh, you have me reversed. It's right on
I
mine.
do!
But... Oh, you people.
That one.
Killing me.
No.
I go like this. I have Alex this way. I have David this way. I have Josh that way. Jeremy's that way. Yep.
Pet the
So-
tiger.
Pet the tiger.
Tiger.
Tiger's up that way. Ah.
It's funny because the main character of that series is Taiga, Taiga. That's why that's there.
But yes, feel free. I will tune in Thursday. Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Or if
Tuesday.
you're not in America and happen to be in Australia, Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
At 3 a.m. in the morning.
At 3 a.m. Yep.
GMT plus 10.
So make sure you follow all of our links below. If you want to find more of the Slash chats, they're on my YouTube, which is down there below.
We make fools of ourselves. It's good.
We do.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, as always, guys, thank you for stay tuning, and we shall see you next week. Stay tuning.
Stay tuned. Bye.
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 I lost the game.